Welcome back, everyone. I'm Shinigami Tabris, and if you missed Jedi Fallen Order, I'm so sorry, but we will definitely get back to some more solo playing games next week. And but until then, I mean, this is still a solo playing game because I don't know a lot of people that play it. But if anybody does want to play it, if you're in the Discord, you know what to do. I'm in the cans right now with that one. But without further ado, we got some Rocket League for tonight to finish us up. After Rocket League, we're just gonna go out. I'm gonna do some Oculus like I normally do in my do a little bit of Oculus playing at the end of the night, and then tomorrow we'll see where we stand with everything else. But without further ado, let's make sure I can hear everything first. Hold on. We got some. Oh, that's right. I turned the audio down because the. There we go. 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 I was like, why can't I hear anything? And it's because I turned the audio down in OBS so that I wasn't getting copy strikes from just watching the credits of Star Wars. Okay. Oop. And here we go. Some 2v2. Color 420. Good job, buddy. Fuck. Good hit. Well, bad hit. Good hit. Oops. Oh, how did... Okay. Rin! Just dropped me a message on Discord server. Let's see. You got the Sea of the Thieves? Congratulations! We'll have to play together at some point. I'll gladly, like, help you, Yes, I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite games. Also, we swapped our PS5 for an Xbox X. Nice! I mean, I like the fact that you did that, but at the same time, I get other people are like more PlayStation driven. So, but yeah, me and you, we need to swap our gamer handles so that we can game together. You already know mine. PlayStation is a brilliant console, but Game Pass is unbeatable. Exactly! Oh, dang. No, and that's the thing, what you're talking about now, I watched Linus Tech Tips, and that was his thing about the new PlayStation versus the Xbox when they were first announcing stuff about it. He made the statement that, like, yeah, the PlayStation 5 is like such a good console, but what Game Pass offers is 100 times better than what anything about the right now anything that the PlayStation was giving. And it's not saying that the PlayStation was a bad console or anything. He said it was an excellent console. It was just Game Pass is that it's worth it. It's worth it. Just for that. So I get it. And that's where you got Game Pass, you got Sea of Thieves with Game Pass. Oh, that's a good thing. Yeah, and it. Yeah, exactly. And that's the other thing is Game Pass being on PC and Xbox, it makes it to where, like, Corb's a prime example of that, where Corb has an Xbox and he has a PC as well, and he uses the Xbox to let his kids play games, and he uses the Game Pass so that he can play games on the PC and not have to worry about. How the hell did we both get? But yeah, fuck. Came a little further. Nice shot. But yeah, if you want to get together and play some Sea of Thieves sometime, hit me up. Your partner prefers consoles. Hold on 1 second. Oop. He wanted to... Right, and see, that's the thing, is PlayStation does have some really good exclusives. It's hard to compete against some of their exclusives. But if you can get over their, like, weird exclusives that they had, it's definitely worth... Because some of those exclusives that PlayStation has, you'll still be able to get them. They're just going to take a little bit longer to get to the Xbox. Not always. Oh shit, I can't. I want my other controller, for fuck's sake. I'm doing so horrible with this controller. Oh, there we go. I just saw you added me as a friend. I'll get to that shortly. Well, dang. Let's go. Good goal. There we go. Okay, we're swapping over the video. So part of the reason I don't use this controller, like this was my exclusive controller all the time for the longest. Right bumper has gotten loose and sometimes acts up, so I can't rely on it in games like Sea of Thieves and games that I absolutely need it. And it kills me. Um, because I love having my extra bumper, the bumpers down here, and all the extras that come with the Elite controller. But it's doing it again. It did this last time. Controller. There. Because I don't know how Ren has her thing set up. There is a possibility when somebody like sends me a friend request that their actual name does show up, and I don't want to dox her because I love her to death. We're going to do this where you can't see. Yep, I'll let you. I will also let you know if that's the way it is. If I see that. Where? Oh no, I figured that out. I figured that out that much. It's the I don't want the rest of the world to know your name. Um, yep, and I get that because and the downfall is I do have some friends that they share their name, and it's hard when they send me a message. It does have your name, so you're gonna want to go in and change that. Um, oh, you're sailing the seas. Just part of what might be going on also is you're on PC. I want to say PC gives like makes it a little bit harder to do it when you first add somebody as a friend. I don't remember, but I've got you now listed as one of my favorites. So you pop up at the top of my list versus me having to like go looking for you in the long list of like 4,000 people. Wait. There we go. For some reason, it wasn't letting me change you, change you to a favorite. But yeah, so now you come up on the top of the list, um, and if I'm not playing Sea of Thieves, if I'm like I've said to a ton of other people, if we're playing Sea of Thieves, you are more than welcome to join us, unless we're doing like super sweaty nights, and then we wouldn't mind you joining for a super sweaty night. Just keep in mind that like that means we're straight up just going and boarding ships. And if you didn't see our last Sea of Thieves, my last Sea of Thieves stream, I came in a very bad mood, and we went straight for a Reaper 5. Sunk that me and Corb in a sloop sunk a galley. That galley was fighting with. They were fighting and winning against a brig, and we killed everybody else, took all the treasure, and ran away with all the treasure. Yeah, Reapers are the people that attack others. So we took out a Reaper's 5, which is the top emissary, uh, and stole all their treasure. Oh, it is. It's so much fun. But that was definitely one of those, like, we died. We went into it knowing that we might just die a bunch of times, and it was the whole, like, I don't care at this point, because like I said, I was in a bad mood, and I really didn't feel like playing Sea of Thieves anymore. And it was just one of those, we had decided to play it, and then after, like, once we got it loaded, I was like, to be honest with you, Corb, I don't feel like playing it, but since we've already loaded it up, like, we'll do a game, we'll do a little bit. And he's like, that's cool, we'll see how it goes. And then we ended up, like, making out, I want to say we made out with like a million gold in like an hour. Had your first mag. Whoop, hold on. Had your first mag experience and you screamed. The first time you see it pop out of the meg is a pretty good one, but my all-time favorite is the first time you witness the crack. That will make you. Yep. In the drink with the meg. Oh, good. Nice shot. I don't know if he did it on purpose or not. That's hard to tell. There's a Kraken? Yes. Depending on what size ship you're on, depends on how many tentacles you have to defeat for it to go away. You'll know when you've hit it because the water will go inky black around you. And, yeah. Teammate! Where's motherfucker? the game's unlocked. You're not the first person I've heard say something like that. You can't look down if you fall in. Then there's a glitch I don't want to show you because, like, there's actually a glitch that you can spawn in the middle of the ocean, but when you do it, there's like a bunch of benefits to doing it. But you spawn in the middle of the ocean and you have to swim out of it. And, like, when I say the middle of the ocean, like, you're almost at the depths of all. What the heck? Good job. Ah. Nice shot. Yeah, there's a couple of glitches because I've been playing that game since day one, and we're in what, year 3? There's a couple of glitches that they've patched that are just, I wish some of them were still around, but others I'm so glad that they're not. One of my favorites was there was a glitch on the Galleon that you could like get in between these barrels and basically glitch yourself off the ship. And when I say off your ship, it was it would cannon fire you without using a cannon. And actually, I want to say it actually flew you further than a cannon would. A cannon fire actually would. So, there was a way to make your ships like fly into the air for a little while, and you could basically land on top of other people's ships. Like, some of the glitches that have been throughout Sea of Thieves have just been hilarious. The downfall to landing on other people's ships was it actually did just as much damage, if not damage, to your ship, because it was the bottom of your ship, than it was to do on their ship, because you're landing on their masts. And at the time, mast damage wasn't a thing. There's still a glitch with the Kraken that if she swallows you and throws you. Okay, I'll check on your privacy info in just a second, just to make sure for you. But there is still a glitch with the Kraken that if she swallows you up and throws you, there is a possibility that you don't ever land. You just fly through the air, and then you're permanently stuck in the air. And when I say permanently stuck in the air, you have to have somebody else on another team shoot you to kill you. Can't believe there's a Kraken. Oh, trust me, the first time it comes out of the ocean, you'll know it, and it'll definitely be a, what's going on? Why aren't we moving as fast? And yeah, because the black ink that she puts into the water, actually slows your ship down so that she can do more damage slash eat you. Some people are calling her Karen. Karen the Kraken. I still call her Rebecca because that was her name to me forever. Seeing the Meg spin charge at you gave you anxiety. I can get it. I get it. You're not too upset if you haven't gotten a load of treasure on the ship. Yeah, see that's. You're playing right now, right, Ran? And if you are, do you have a crewmate? Uh, because if not, I don't mind popping over and helping you. Um, or if you have a crew opening. Oh, okay. Your crewmate logged off and you gotta head out the next hour. Okay. Yeah, get with me in Corp. We will definitely, like, gladly um, help you with it. What times are good for me to play? Weekends are better for like any time. I can stay up later. I can do a lot more during the weekends. Weekdays, this is basically my gaming time. Is right now. Um, so like an hour, what 2 hours? I started my stream 2 hours ago, basically. Um, so whatever time that is for you, is when we typically get on. Yeah. Um, but yeah, just get with me and Corb in the Discord since you're still in our Discord. We will gladly help you out, teach you some tips and tricks. We also have another guy named Zarin that we play with on a regular basis. And Zarin's one of those, like, he finds out all of the weird glitches. Like, if you want to know about a glitch in the game or something new about the game, he's the one that figures it out the quickest. He spends a lot of time doing stuff like that. Uh, there's a there's a glitch that he can do where he basically um is permanently hidden. He's all no even when he moves, he's in the tuck animation where he's like curled up in a ball. So like all you see when he's moving across the ship deck is the ball of him. So like he's super tiny, hard to see, and that even when he's moving around with the guns out, and it's scary. But he's also the guy that will like row halfway across the map just to like hop on your ship and steal treasure. So, but I absolutely love playing with Zarin. Like I said, he's one of the better people that I know about teaching people about Sea of Thieves. I love teaching people and helping people, but I'm not the like be all end all because I picked a niche of I'm good with cannons, I'm good with sailing the ship, I'm really good at sailing the ship alone. Doesn't matter what ship it is. Um, I'm if it's a galley, I'd prefer to have one crew member with me so that they can do repairs while I sail the ship. But it is one of those that I got to the point where I can run a ship and do combat with the ship so that my crewmates can board other ships and so forth. So I'm not the boarder of our party. Corb does more boarding than I do. Zarin always boards ships. Um, but yeah, we can definitely teach you like ins and outs and tricks. And it is once you learn when to do stuff, it becomes one of those I don't have to do call outs with a lot of people. Suck at cans, suck at selling the ship, quick with repairs, and quick with getting water out. Yeah, and that's the way everybody starts. They're quick with repairs, quick with getting water out. Once you learn the ship, and that's the big thing is learning what ship you're going to be on the most. So when me and Corb first started, there were two ship sizes. There were galleons and there were sloops. There were nothing else. And we played with a lot of people, so galley was the like definitive ship that we spent most of our time on. So we learned that in and out. And that's where I learned all of my sailing was via me running a galley while everybody else is leaving me alone with it. Um, and then we started then they had the brig come out and we liked the brig better because we were a lot of times we were stuck with just three people. And with three people you get that point where like on a galley it's hard because like one of you wants to board, the other one has to stay on the ship to like run to help the driver of the galley, or you have to like possibly give up your ship for two people to board and one person keeping the ship alive. Um, so the brig became your like our definitive thing because it was easy to take care of versus everything else. But then we found out that the game actually, when we didn't have a third person, the game actually punishes you for running a brig with two people. Yeah, you're faster. Yeah, you get a couple of little bonuses being on a brig versus a sloop, but your ship sinks faster. Your ship also if you get attacked by the Kraken or something else like that, the Kraken, it takes. So with a sloop, you only have to kill, I think it's like 3 Kraken tentacles. With the brig, you gotta attack 5, and with the galley, you gotta do 6 or 7. So like, you start upping how dangerous everything in the and the amount of times it takes you to dig out a treasure chest is based on what kind of what kind of treasure chest it is, and 2, what kind of ship size you are. The bigger your ship, the more digs it takes, because you're supposed to have other people to help you dig. So like, it takes into account what your ship is to like change the difficulty of the game based on the fact you're supposed to have more people. But it has a better payout with a bigger ship because you spent more time. So when we found that out, me and Corb instantly, because we play 2 people most of the time, went straight to doing, and we haven't looked back. So we're really proficient on a sloop. Our next most proficient is the brig, and we weren't getting galleys for the longest, and then somehow this update that just happened, we've been on a galley more often than we have any other ship. I don't know what happened that brought all of our friends back into the game, but all of our friends are like, "Hey, can we play with you guys?" And we're like, "Where the hell have you guys been?" Like, and a lot of them, they jumped ship and went to like Atlas or other games, and now there's something about the new update that they want to play. So, which isn't a bad thing. We're really happy with that. So, we're spending a lot of time on the galley, and a galley is a beast of a ship to learn. But once you learn it, it's good. But yeah, don't know why you didn't give it a go sooner. A lot of people don't like the Sea of Thieves concept where there's a lot of quests, but oh fuck, that's my fault. But it's the same type of quest over and over again. Good bit. But yeah, like I said, and now that there's more storyline to Sea of Thieves, that's the other thing. When Sea of Thieves first came out, like some of the things that you're talking about, like quests and all that, they didn't exist. Like all you had was go dig up treasure, go kill a couple of skeletons, and then the other one was we called it Noah's Arking, where you go pick up chickens, snakes, and pigs from other islands and take them to other islands. Like that was the whole. Every mission in the whole game was those 3, nothing else. And then they slowly started adding more, such as the cargo runs where you could pick up cargo like from one place and take it from one place to the other, which made merchant 100 times easier. You got the mermaids that were added. You've got the vaults, and now the ghost ships, and they've also added more. So used to, the only thing we had was the forts. Fort and Kraken were the only 2 things, and then they added a Meg, and then after the Meg, they added the pirate, the skelly ships. there's a lot that's the game has definitely done a big change over the years. Did a mermaid thing today where you unlock a huge treasure cave. Okay, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Jesus. Yeah, okay. So, you got 20 chests from it. So that's a, Gold Hoarder's, vault. Ghost ship and Meg at the same time. Those are fun. Those are, yeah. Do not... I think the worst I've ever had... we've had the Meg, Kraken, and Ghost Ship all at the same time. When that happens... Oh yeah, no. It's terrifying even for, like, people that have been playing the game for a while, to have all of those, to have just 2 of those. To get the 3rd one involved is just like, nope. At that point, you are hoping that your ship just stays alive long enough that you can survive to fix it and maybe get it out of the area. You're not even attempting to fight anything at that point. You're just wanting out of there. Yep, the Holy Trinity. That's right, Lotus. We have a kid that we play with, Yeti, I think it was Yeti that did this to us the first time that we were playing Sea of Thieves with him. And, like, I had... me and Corb were on a sloop, and Yeti was solo slooping. He was on an open sloop, like an open server sloop, where it was just a random person playing with him, and that person quit. And we were trying to help him because we found out that we were actually going to sink him, and we found out that he was brand new, and we were like, okay, we're going to help this kid. And as we're doing that, one of the ghost ships spawned on top of me, and he's like, oh, you need to get your... he told Corb, you need to go help your friend. And I was like, nah, Corb, you stay over there, I'm good. And I sunk the whole ship without ever, like, stopping. It kept going in the same direction we were going the whole time. And he was like, how the hell do you do that? And it's like, yeah, you just spend a lot of time playing this game and knowing what to do to get things to do what you want them to do. Oh, God. Thank God that was a miss. Whoop, whoop. Also, Rin, if you don't know, Lotus, our moderator, Lotus plays Sea of Thieves. Oh, there's a ton to the game. There's a lot of story. There's actually storyline. We can take you through the storyline. It's... Basically, you have to allot, like, 1 or 2 hours to each of the, Tall Tales is what they're called. But they are giving you lore and history of the world. So, and they're adding more Tall Tales all the time. But currently I think there's 9 Tall Tales. But each Tall Tale takes, roughly an hour and a half to 2 hours to complete. So we can help you get through the Tall Tales, and those you definitely... To get all of the secrets of the Tall Tales and to get the whole storyline of them, you definitely need somebody that's done them before, because they are a pain in the butt, and they can drive you up the wall with everything that can go wrong. I need to spend, yeah, um, but they're fun to do. Like, and part of their problem is it's sometimes they do not tell you unless they've changed the tall tales because we haven't done them in a while. But they sometimes don't give their clues they give are not as good as they should be. Um, and it is one of those that people like me and Corb have been playing the game at the point that the Tall Tales were coming out. We've been playing the game for 2 years, and all of a sudden, okay, so like we know these islands in and out, and you just gave us a hint that like anybody else that hasn't played the game much is going, what the hell are you talking about? We're going, oh, we know where that is. We've seen it because when you added it to the game, we were like, what the fuck is this thing? Because we saw it, and they always add stuff. Like 1 or 2 patches before they actually like add the actual event. So you're sitting there going, what the fuck is this weird thing that's now on my island? I have no idea. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, this is what it is. Okay, that's interesting enough. But we love that game so much. And I could talk about Sea of Thieves for hours, as you can so well see, and absolutely love talking about it, love playing the game. It is one of my number one games. It's why you see me. At one point, it was the game I streamed every day except like twice a week. Makes you want to play it listening. I'm telling you, I don't mind popping in and even just giving some tips and tricks like real quick. Help you with combat, help you with stuff like that, so that when you're not playing with us, that it just helps you make the game a little sooner, quicker, and so forth. Um, because there are like weird little tips and like things to that you look for. Um, Such as like if you're aiming for a ship in a distance, um, aim your cannons up. You've heard mixed reviews. Oh yeah, they're well. Don't get me wrong. The game, what's the online community like? There are the bag of Richards that are out there. So they're such dickheads. But Sea of Thieves is really, really good about if you can catch them, like if you can get a recording of them doing whatever the heck it is. I had a guy call me a bundle of sticks. That's the original term for what he used against me while streaming. Caught his name, caught what he said. Sea of Thieves banned him instantly. We've got friends that are female that they have called them a lot of derogatory terms, and every one of those guys have been banned. Um, so Sea of Thieves actually does like their community and tries to like weed out the bad people, but the other thing is you get a lot of people that complain about. Yep, and all it takes is you reporting them, and if it's bannable, they ban them. If it's just a if it's a slap on the wrist, they actually look into it and so forth. If it's a slap on the wrist type thing, they'll do a temporary bans where they can't play the game for a couple of days or something like that. See, Rare is really good about making sure that the community is really good. But the big thing about the community online when they start talking is you have two sets of people in the game. There are the people that believe that we need what they call a PvE server. No, no inner fighting, no PvP whatsoever. So no Reapers. Um, and then there are the people that tell you, I'm one of them. It's a game called Sea of Thieves. You're supposed to have PvP. If you don't want to play it, I hate to tell you, but go elsewhere. There are other pirate games out there. They're not, to me, they're not as good, but they're not. And I also get the PvE side because there are days that I don't want to deal with PvP, but there's easy ways to figure out whether, like, if you're good enough at sailing your ship, it doesn't matter who's trying to take you over. Either A, you can outrun them, or B, you can outmaneuver them or something to get away from them. And yeah, it's going to ruin your gameplay or ruin what you were doing. But if they're really willing to spend, and I've done this before, spend 2.5 hours chasing you for one treasure chest, that becomes, I'm trolling at that point. Like, this is legit me just like goofing off, and I've sunk a couple of people where I will sail off into the Red Sea and force them to chase me because me and Corp have enough wood that we just, but it's one of those, had it happened many times. Exactly. And but that's the thing, is PvP is part of the game. It's supposed to be part of the game. And what I would like is a better concept of PvP. I dislike I wish there was a way to, nothing that you can put up yourself, but something that Rare puts into the game, that, like, when you first spawn, your ship has nothing on it. That it puts up something on your ship that says, I have nothing, I don't have, like, I've not picked up anything, leave me the hell alone. And if you attack these people, you get punished. The other thing that we've all have talked about that do PvP are the people that you sink them and then they get butthurt and they chase you for the next 2 hours after you beat them. And then you sink them again and then they chase you again. And eventually they win. And when they win, it's because you've sunk them 3 to 4 times and you have no more resources. So the next time that they come after you, because they can always respawn and come after you, you are at a deficit. And these are the people that when they do sink you, they are the most toxic pieces of shit. And they're like, we sunk you, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, after we sunk you, what, 3 or 4 times? What do you want? A fucking medal for being a jackass? And being, yeah, salty sea dogs? You're horrible at the game, and you shouldn't be PvP. But you finally beat us because we have nothing. Because we've sunk you 4 or 5 times. Congratulations. When we spawn our new ship, we're just going to come back and sink you again because we'll be on even playing fields, and we showed that last time we were even playing fields, we won. So good luck, guys. But these guys, there should be a punishment when you get sunk by the same person multiple times. It would stop some of the, like, constant PvP that happens. And that is what ends up happening, and that's where a lot of people get upset, is there's this, like, oh, I got sunk, I'm going to chase this guy down for 2 hours because he sunk me. What? You lost. Go away. But that's... Exactly. What's the point? Other than, like... And I get it if, like, you... I sort of. I get the, after you go to an underwater jail or something, like, there's got to be something that has to happen to, like, make it a little bit better. Um, the only times, like, I get it when, say, and this has happened to me before, you get teamed up by 2 different ships, you come back and you take out one ship. Because one of the other ships is gone now. That makes more sense because that was an unfair, you lost to a, like, team up, and it's supposed to be one of those, like, you can make friends on the sea and be an armada and whatnot. But the problem with doing the armada is you never can trust your I have been backstabbed by everybody that puts up a friendly pennant so many times that I'm now one of those that backstabs people when they put up the friendly pennant. It's like, oh, you want to be friends? Sure, we'll be friends for a little while. Or like we had one group that we were friendly with them, they were friendly with us, and then they started wanting to like they were basically trying to mansplain the game. Where they're like, you'd get more money if you did this, and we're like, yeah, guys, we understand. Go away. Do what you want to do. We're gonna do what we're gonna do. And let us play the game the way we want to play it. Yeah, we get the fact that you can get more money doing what you're doing, but what you're doing is also putting a big freaking flag on your head telling everybody in the world what you're doing by putting up an emissary. And don't get me wrong, emissaries are good, the payout's great, but sometimes you don't want to fly an emissary, especially when you load into the server and you see that there's 3 Reapers on it. Don't fly an emissary. Because that's the other thing. You can load in and you can see where the ship, if there's Reapers on the map easily. And if you see a Reapers, don't do it. Yes, there is a lot to learn, and trust me, like just me talking about it is very much information overload. And yes, the first time that we start showing you stuff, it will be sort of information overload, but we definitely help you through it. The big kicker is keep playing the game. You do get better. It does get easier. You do get better at the game. It is a game of skill and not a game of power ups. And that's the hard thing to teach people in this game when playing that game, is because everything is a cosmetic. It is all skill based. That means you might not be good at combat now, but the more you're in combat, the better you get at it. And so whatever skill you pick up playing the game. So that's the reason I'm not a boarder most of the time, is I can board, I can do some combat. I'm not the best at combat because the skill that I picked up because everybody else was boarding was to be a good captain. Run the ship, keep the ship afloat, so that they have somewhere to bring the treasure after they've sunk the other ship, or done whatever they're doing. So I'm good at running the ship, and then I'm really good at going on the islands and getting done whatever needs to be done on the islands. Um, if you need me to board another ship, I can do it. I'm not the best. But then there's other people like Corb can sort of run the ship, but he's not a like he will give up the wheel to me in a heartbeat, or anybody else that's willing to take it, because it's not it's not common for him to be on the wheel. Um, and anytime that he has to take the wheel, he there's been a couple of times he's made mistakes and we've suffered because of it. And he knows he made the mistake, and we talk about it and we discuss how to like possibly fix it for the next time. But that's part of the game, is you'll make mistakes. And like I said, it's a skill based game. It's not a game of like, oh, I leveled up to level 14 and I'm a stronger sword swinger now, like WoW and everything else. It is skill based. So if you're not willing to put in the time to play the game and learn the skill, the game is not going to be as much fun. And that is probably the number one tip I can give you. But Rin, congratulations for joining us on Sea of Thieves, and I look forward to playing with you soon. Um, I think this is where I'm going to end my stream actually, because it's getting to that point where I'm going to pop on into my Oculus Quest and do some Oculus fun time. And oh, I told you I would check to see if you did. Your name no longer pops up whenever I pull you. Good job. And And the reason I tell you to do that is when, yeah, it pops up mainly when you friend somebody. And in Sea of Thieves, you'll end up friending people for different reasons, and you don't want random people like that to sometimes get your name. But the other thing is if you don't have it set up properly, you can um, accidentally have it to where people can just see your name and they can look at who the last person they played with, and there's your name right there. But if I can't see it, then definitely nobody else can, and that's the best part. So, but yeah, we've got that taken care of. And Lotus, Ren is already in our server. If you check our server, she sent me a message saying she got Sea of Thieves before she hopped in here because she didn't realize I was streaming. Ren is also the wonderful, wonderful lady that gave us this guy. Oop, right here. I love my little where is he? Right there, that guy, the wonderful little rage guy. Ren's the one that gave us that guy. I love him to death. He's great. Um, I have an idea for a new one. I want to make a little Grim Reaper like my that has the mustache, like have him holding a scythe and all. Like I've got this wonderful idea. I just have to find I need to send somebody like my idea, concept, and cash to do it. I don't know if you're up for it or not, Ren, because it is. I want it to be sort of a chibi-ish look, but I want it to look sort of. There's another like. After I came up with it in my head, I was watching another. I was watching a YouTuber, and I was like, "Fuck, that's sort of what I want, except with the mustache." And I hate it because somebody else already has it. But we'll see what we can do. If I can get something similar to it or whatnot. But Ren is a wonderful, wonderful person. Uh, if you haven't checked out her Twitch, I don't know. I don't get any messages anymore when you stream, so I don't know if you've streamed recently or not. For whatever reason, it's not been doing that. But you haven't streamed in okay. That makes more sense because it was one of those I kept an eye out for when you would stream. And then I knew that there was like a couple of weeks that you missed and then you came back and then a week that you missed and you came back. And I missed some of those streams and then all of a sudden it got to a point where I was getting no Twitch notifications whatsoever. And I didn't know what was going on. And all of a sudden everything started to come back and it's definitely a different thing. Like I'm glad that it's back, that I'm getting my notifications, but it's one of those I noticed that I'm missing people, and I don't know if it's the fact that they weren't streaming anymore, or I was just missing the updates because they were streaming at times that I was either at work or something like that, where I do have it where it doesn't notify me. A double scythe Grim Reaper. Ooh, maybe. We'll see. I like I said, I gotta figure something out with a stash. But computer, actually, Ren, give me a number 1 through 9.
Mexico, the American flag, Mars,
Computer,
Mickey
stop.
Mouse.
Dude, jeez, she started doing something weird. Uh, thank you guys so much for coming in. Like I said, Ren, hit me and Corb up. We will definitely sell the steeds with you. I look forward to it. If you've been watching all of this, thank you guys so much. You guys are wonderful if you're watching at home on YouTube. Until next time, we end all of our late night streams with a page from Go the Fuck to Sleep. Tonight's page number 2, picked out by the wonderful Rin. The windows are dark in the town, child. The whales are huddled down in the deep. I'll read you one very last book if you swear. You'll go the fuck to sleep. I'm Shinigami Tabris. I hope you have a wonderful day or wonderful night wherever you are. Until next time, everybody, peace out.